For this tutorial, you will be learning how to document a group session. So we will begin by clicking Welligent. Under Well Provider, you will see Group Sessions. You will select Group Sessions. And then the Group Sessions home screen will pop up. What we are doing again is documenting the session that has already occurred. The group, that means that the group has already been set up. You have already added your participants into your group. What we're going to do now is we're going to select the group name. You may have multiple groups, as there may be multiple groups running that month or throughout the year. So you will select the group. For this purpose, I will select test group. Once I open that up, you will be opened up to the group details test page. Steps 1 through 4 should already be familiar, as you needed to do those in order to set this group up. Again, all we're doing is documenting the session. So we will go over to number 5, document sessions. Here you will see the list of session dates. In this section, you will also see that I have already completed a group session note. So that's why it shows completed. Here I have pending. So I have July 22nd pending, and July 29th I would not be able to do anyway since the session hasn't occurred. Again, these are notes for a session that already happened. So I will be clicking on July 22nd. What's also nice to see is if we're working on a note and we didn't save or complete it correctly, when you come back to this page, it'll show under pending still, not under completed. So that's also a way to see, to make sure that you did this correctly. So we'll click on the date. I am going to reshare this new screen that popped up. Okay, so now you will see the group session details test group again. So in this section, really it is so important to follow the sequence. And for the most part, we're going down, up. So what we're going to look at first is group participants. In this section, you will see the students that are enrolled in this group session. Just because you don't see a student that you enrolled and they did show up doesn't mean we can't add them. So you do have the ability to add any students that have just added into your session that weren't previously enrolled in it. So again, here you will see the students' names. And if you for some reason think that you did enroll a student, they're not popping up, click the refresh participants button, and then hopefully they should show up. Again, if not, add your participants. One other thing I want to note here is that the save button is about halfway down the screen, where in most of the other home pages or landing pages, it is at the top right corner. So please just be mindful to not forget to be saving our work. So again, here what you will see is the student's name, the session status, the action. So under session status, we're only going to change this in this point of the section if the student did not come to the program, did not come to the session. So you can do canceled, no show, or whatever the reason may be, but you need to make sure that you're marking canceled. Do not mark completed yet, because we have not completed these sections. So again, do not mark completed yet. What you will do is you will click the plus sign, and then we're going to fill out some of these sections. So how many total minutes? The session is for 30 minutes. It auto-populates from the information you had originally put in. You could put in the place of service, which would be wellness center. Friendship building was the topic that I picked for this. And then you would put in the session time. This is also where you can put in if, for example, the student J only came for 20 minutes, I can adjust my time frame here. And then you have down here session activities and session results. We are only going to fill out right now session results, and we will get to session activities later. So session results, you're just going to add in your notes about this student. And then we could minimize and we can do the next student as well. How long? The place service. And then notes. And then we're going to save. Sorry, once you do put the time, you can mark completed. If you did not put the time, 1 second. Okay, again, if you are putting in the time frame, sometimes it will make you, it'll give you a note saying that you can't save it. So for this purpose, we will just put in this information without the session times, as the session time will be loaded in after you do the top part, where you can then edit if the student did not stay the entire time. So again, once you completed that, you would push save. And then you'll see it's successfully saved. To double check, you can click the plus menu, the plus sign. And again, you can put in the total minutes, the place of service, the group topic. And again, we're waiting on the session times. Do not enter the session times in this section, but still make sure that you add in your session results. Okay. The next thing that you'll do is you're going to move up into the left corner here. So again, the total time was 30 minutes. If you select the little clock here, that'll put the time frame that it is currently. So if you were doing this live, then you can do that then. If not, you can click the completed button, the check mark, or then it'll populate the times for you. The next thing, you just want to make sure that the primary action is correct, that it is a wellness group or club. If it is something else, then you will just adjust that. Then place a service wherever your group took place. And again, you can put in your group topic. Once you are completed with that, then we're going to move over to group session activities. So in this section, the friendship building verbiage came up at the top of this template here already. And that is because during the group, when I was creating the group, I had put in that this is what I was going to do. This was going to be my topic. So in this section, there are 3 different areas that we can type in some notes. So session summary, group leader actions, and plan for next steps. So for these purposes, I am just going to type in. And then what's going to happen here is that you're not going to have to do this for every student. In this, when you're using this, you will select propagate activities, and then you'll see that it came up as saved. And then if you go back down to the group students, what I wrote in that session activities went to all of the students. So again, once that is complete, you can push save. And it is successfully saved once again. Next, what we would do is we need to sign that this is complete. So double check this. We have a plus sign here. We double checked all of our information was filled out. Session overlap. This is popping up because I have done a couple groups that are the same time frames when I have been practicing. So that is why that shows up. So again, check your students to make sure all their information has come up. This would be the time where you can edit the time frames if it is a different time frame that they attended other than what was scheduled. Before we sign, if you had any additional providers in your group, you can add that in. So for example, you can add in your specialist if your specialist did this group with you. If you had an outside provider, a partner, then you're able to put them in this section as well. So again, what you would do next is go to other, click sign. I believe I will have to reshare this section. Okay, once sign comes up, all you can select your title. So in this case, I'm a Wellness Center liaison. My information has already come up and the password has already been saved. All you have to do in this case is put in your password, click verify sign. If it is not valid, it'll say invalid signature. So here it is saying that it was signed. Do apologize, it closes out once I sign it. So you're back here and you can resave again since you just did your signature. And then you would push close. And then we would reshare. So here it is. You see that it's not populating down here that it is finished. So what we would do is click refresh. And here we go. July 22nd was completed. So that is how you document a session.